Hi there, everybody. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us. Well, as you can see, we're not in studio this week. We are on John Street, corner of Bleecker Street. We are at historic old St. John's Church because the church is celebrating its 200th anniversary, the fourth oldest church west of Albany in New York State. We're going to be talking with Father John Buehler. Father is pastor here. He'll be giving us a tour of the church, and we'll also be talking to Kevin Schultz. Kevin is quite the historian when it comes to this church. I think you're going to enjoy it. Let's go inside. And now we're inside historic old St. John's Church with the pastor of the church, Father John Buehler. And Father, it's good to see you again.
Well, thank you very much, Joe.
Yeah.
It's good for you to be here.
Well, thanks for having us. And the 200th anniversary, to be pastor of this church at this time, and it's only, what, 8 or 9 pastors in this church?
I'm the 9th one in this 3rd church.
Mm-hmm. And we'll talk later with Kevin, who's going to talk to us about the history, but of the other 2 churches and of this church. But to be pastor, to be the 9th during the 200th anniversary, pretty significant.
Very significant, but I was also pastor at the 175th, and I never dreamed that I would be pastor at the 200th. I thought I'd be out of here a long time ago.
Well, you made it, Father. Good for you.
And I'm very happy to be here.
Good for you. And let's talk a little bit about where you do your work. You do your work right here, and talk a little bit about the what we're looking at here.
Well, this altar, the big altar here in the back, that was partly here since the very beginning of our church. The top that you see on top there where the crucifix is, the dome and everything was added later on.
And I'm looking, Father, I see wheat, I see a lamb, I see grapes.
Those are obviously, the wheat and the grapes are the bread and the wine that are consecrated into the body and blood of Christ. The lamb of Easter, the paschal lamb of Easter with Jesus would be that symbol there. And
we've got the altar flanked by angels?
By angels, and those angels have not always flanked the altar. They came probably in 2012, 13, somewhere there from St. Francis de Sales Church, one of the churches that we combined with, and we brought those down, as well as the pedestals that they sit on, so that people from St. Francis would find something of their own here in the church.
Father, I see 2 places that you can preach from, here and here. Where do you preach?
Wherever I feel like it, but for the most part I preach right here.
Mm-hmm.
That gives me a feeling of closeness with the people.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the lecture is done. I've been known to go up there on the high altar for midnight mass, but not all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And the bishop went up there and said he got a nosebleed, but I've never had that happen to me.
And as I look over to this side, I see a poster of, well, I refer to her as Mother Mary Ann, but it's Saint Mary Ann now.
That's correct.
And she is recognized here. Why, Father?
Well, St. Mary Ann Cope, she made her first communion and her confirmation both here at St. John's. And so we claim a little bit of her. She did not regularly worship here, but she made 2 of those sacraments of initiation here. She was baptized back in Germany.
And there's going to be a celebration, is there not, here?
In October, on her feast day, we're going to bring in a new statue of Mother Mary Ann, and it'll be over in this part of the church. And we're going to have a Eucharistic 40 hours, ending with the unveiling of the statue of Mother Mary Ann.
Have you seen it? Have you seen a
I
replica?
have.
Yeah?
I have. It came from Italy, and it's a beautiful statue. And we'll do well here at the church.
In talking about the church, it's a beautiful church, Father. And I'm looking at the ceiling, and it looks like I see angels up there, yes?
You do see angels, and those angels have been with us a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Those angels were part of the original, I don't know if they were original, but the decorations done in the 50s, and we just highlighted them with the gray around them so people would see them.
Mm-hmm. And I see stars, too.
Yes, well, those stars, if you look at the 2 murals above the side altars, you'll see there are stars in those murals, and so we wanted to bring the stars back through the church.
And over here, Father, this looks like somewhere that someone would get baptized, yes?
You got it.
Yeah.
This is St. John the Baptist baptizing Jesus on the Jordan River, the top of that brass baptismal font. That baptismal font is very difficult to move, but it used to be in the front part of the church. And it has been moved here in Father Flanagan's time. It was moved up here, and we do the baptisms almost every Sunday.
Talk to me about the congregation that comes here. When the church, I've got to believe, when the church, this third church here, and the two churches that we'll talk to Kevin about that came first, had to be a lot of Irish here, yes?
I would say that the predominant was Irish, yes.
Yeah.
And as more immigrants came, the Germans and the Italians, that's how the breakoff started with the St. Joe, St. Pat's, and St. Mary of Mount Carmel, St. Anthony's. But today, we're privileged to have the Vietnamese as part of us, and the Spanish people have been part of us for back into the 60s. They have their own Mass on Saturday evening. They have Father Luis Alguin that pastors to them. And then on Sunday, every other Sunday, we have a Vietnamese Mass. And lately we have Sister Elizabeth, one of our new pastoral ministers. She's brought in some people from the Congo, and they speak Swahili. And I haven't mastered that yet, but they do come to church on Sundays. And so we have quite a cross-section. We have people, 32 zip codes make up our mailing list for St. John's Church.
You almost remind me a little bit about of Proctor High School. They've got all those languages being spoken over at Proctor.
Well, we would certainly be a microcosm of that. We certainly don't have all that they do over there.
How many people are we talking calling St. John's home?
Well, we have approximately 800 families on the books. We have a lot of families that do not register with us, but they do come to church here when they come to church.
Yeah. Father, it's so nice of you to invite us into the church to help you celebrate this 200th anniversary, and good luck with that.
Well, thank you so much, Joe. We're looking forward to it in November.
Thank you. And when we come back, we're going to be talking to somebody who knows a lot about the history of this church, and there is a great history indeed. Short break, right back.